4. Hello, everyone, and happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Yes, it's our usual time and usual place for a change. How unusual.
Crazy.
We've got a great show lined up for today, but before we kick into recording it, we've got to check in with some of our friends who are early in the chat. First in this week is Vince Lamb, wishing everyone a happy first Monday of spring.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like Epic Universe is living up to its name based on all of the team member previews. I just gotta say, it's killing me watching my Facebook feed. I have so many friends who are team members who've gone now multiple times.
Yeah.
And there are only a few photos that they're allowed to have professionally taken ones, so that they've started to be published. And every time I see one in my feed, I just have to chew on my knuckle, waiting for the press preview that we're going to in
Yes.
early April.
I have been an insufferable friend, making them text me like really illicit details of every single thought. And I'm like, please tell me everything. So it makes me even more excited.
I was just, as we were prepping for this, I was listening to Alicia Stella's latest podcast.
Oh, yeah.
She got to go,
Mhm.
and texting her asking for more details because we've got a book to write.
Yes.
Next up in the comments is Michael Bingham. Also, he's excited for Universal. I gotta say, we don't have any Universal. Well, we got a little Universal news. I guess our main story is Universal this week. But
Our
he's
publisher got to go because
yes, Matt got to go. 59 days and counting, and we'll all be able to go. And last but not least, Blossom and Michelangelo checking in Derico's corner. So thank you and welcome to all of you. We've got 60-something folks who are watching right now. So let's kick off this recording in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I am Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. Carly, how have you been this week?
I have been fabulous. Like many, I have been glued to socials looking for any crumb I can get of Epic Universe. I want to know merch. Oh my God, I've been dying at all the merch halls. My list just keeps on getting longer. I mean, did you see the Danny Elfman vinyl?
No, I did not. Oh, that's going to sell out very quickly, I'm sure.
Yes. So apparently, yes, there's a vinyl record of the music, the ambient background music in Dark Universe, scored by the iconic Danny Elfman. It went for sale this weekend, sold out, and apparently it's not coming back till opening day. But it is, oh my God, I need it so bad. I mean, it looks amazing.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add that to my collection if I get a chance, for sure. Yeah, I've been doing the same, checking my social media feed for all of my friends who are team members or friends and family of team members who've been invited to the previews. We will get our chance in early April, so we're still way ahead of a lot of other people. But I said it before, I'm jealous that they all get to go to the theme parks without their phones in front of their faces. That's something real special. So
it really, I mean, we're very fortunate. I know we work really hard to do these things, but we are very lucky. And sometimes, I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm like, oh, I just miss just going to any park, really, and not thinking of it with that eye. It was just like a simpler time in our lives that we won't get back. But I am so jealous. I had a friend this weekend that waited 2 hours for Donkey Kong, and he said it was incredible. So now I'm really excited for that. Stardust racers. I'm just
Hearing great things about that. I'm
oh
hearing yellow side over green.
yes, that's what I
That's
saw
what I'm hearing.
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hearing
So
lots of great things. I did not go to Epic Universe this week, but I did go to Universal and Disney with a friend of the podcast, a contributor to Attractions Magazine, Greg, out in Vegas, here for doing some magic at a convention this week.
so fun.
Good hanging out with you, Greg, and got to see some spring break crowds at both Disney and Universal. That was not so much fun. Getting
Yeah.
busy, and it's actually getting even busier this week. But I did get to have a little not food and wine, flower and garden festival at Epcot on the first day of spring.
You know
And
what? It's okay
that
you
was a
call
lot
it
of
food
fun.
and wine because basically
Honestly,
now
yeah.
the same difference. It's
Well, I
so
mean,
big, it's
that Moana 2 topiary at the front of the park is nice, but that's really about the only new flower thing that I spotted
Mhm.
this year. But I did have some good new food. I really like everything that I had at the Il Fresca. That's in between Morocco and France. They've got a ceviche there that I
Ooh.
thought was really good, and the Jamaican jerk chicken
Yes.
with peas and rice. A huge portion for food and wine. Really felt like we talked about it last week when we were talking about John Self's article. Food and wine again. Flower and garden. All of the Epcot food festivals, I think, now are the best value compared to the food festivals at Universal and SeaWorld. I never thought
Absolutely.
I'd say that. Never thought
Yeah.
I'd say that. So.
And if you know what to order, like you said, the ones that are bigger portion, I've been making my list. I really want to try the s'mores bar. Did you try that?
I did not. I made about halfway around the park before I hit my food wall,
Yeah.
and had to tap out on the food. But that is definitely on my list for the next time I go around.
Yes, there's some exciting new dishes. There's some great returning. That shrimp
Mhm.
tempura I loved, and that's like a
Mm,
huge portion too. There's great dishes, so I'm excited to check it out.
yeah. All right. Well, without any further ado, I think it is time for us to jump into the news in the queue. Well, first up, we are starting out at the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. In Frontierland, where last year Disney closed down the Frontierland shooting gallery, and now we have a look inside what has replaced it. A new DVC lounge called McKim's Mile High House. And if you are a DVC member, you can check this out for yourself between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily. There was a sneak preview that we got invited to a week or so ago. It officially opened on March 18th. And personally, while I am very sad to see the Frontierland shooting gallery go, and I am not a DVC member, so I will probably never see the inside of this personally. It really does look like a beautiful addition for people who are able to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. And I just love that it's tapping into so much lore. It's
Mhm.
named after the Imagineer, one of the Imagineers that
Yep.
worked and designed Frontierland. There's sea references in there with the Big Thunder Mountain proprietor. So it looks really cool. So hopefully, I'm not DVC either. Love staying at DVC properties, renting points, not DVC, but I would love to go here one day.
Yeah. Yes, Sam McKim, he was a former Imagineer, one of the main concept artists for Frontierland, and they've got some nice tributes to him, several of his art pieces on display, and other references to Imagineers and classic bits of Frontierland lore. There's also a little less classic. They've got Coke freestyle machines and Keurig coffee makers. So you can refuel. You can also refuel your phone with device charging stations. and basically just kind of chill out and relax, escape from the crowds for a little while on a busy day. Keep in mind, I think you have to be a full DVC member, not
Correct.
just like renting points. It's not enough to be staying at a DVC room.
But you can bring your non-special friends with you.
Yes, you can. You can have people tag along with you up to a certain limit. And there's also DVC clubs like this over in Epcot. I think that one's above the American Adventure.
Yeah.
And they've got one at DCA now as well out in Anaheim. So check out Disney Vacations Club website for more information if you want to join up.
Yeah, looks really nice.
Sticking to Walt Disney World, Figment in the form of a series or short form videos may be coming. Fans of the mascot of Epcot's Festival of the Arts, the mischievous purple dragon from the original Journey to Imagination ride, is so popular with fans that Disney CEO Bob Iger has basically been badgered into suggesting to the creative team that they do more with him. This is pretty funny, actually. They had a shareholders meeting on March 20th, and not a lot of giant news comes out of that shareholders meeting, but it seems like every shareholders meeting there's someone asking about Figment, and yet again someone asked, "Can't you do more with Figment?" And Bob Iger said, like, out of 24 shareholder calls, he's been asked about Figment like 18 times.
I mean, he has a
like,
feverish fandom.
15 times, yeah. So he's finally relenting and asking the creative teams to consider making some sort of series or short form videos featuring Figment. So what do you think of this?
I'm still waiting on a Disney Plus Duffy and Friends series, so I will not be holding my breath. I like Figment. I am not a part of the feverish fandom that exists. He's very cute. Love the ride. I don't need this. Sorry, not sorry.
I've been a fan of Dreamfinder and Figment since riding the ride as the original version as a kid. And I've got a big soft spot in my heart for him. I have lots of Figment merchandise. But I'm worried. It seems like every time they take a classic 80s character, Muppets, they find a way to miss something essential about what made that character work when they try to reboot it or revive it. So
what they need to do is like a holiday special where he's shopping for a new sweater. That would be really funny. Like just they really got to go. If they're going to do it, they got to go in hard with, the little inside jokes and all that.
Well, if if you are a Figment fan who can't wait for this, in the meantime, you can ride the current version of his ride if you dare, or you can also meet the walk-around character at the Imageworks located at the exit of the ride. And if you want a sample of what this could be like, Disney created some short-form YouTube videos featuring Duffy, your favorite.
Yeah.
We've got a link to that on our website, so you can watch those. Yeah, I love Figment. I just don't want to see him done wrong yet again, like he was with the
He done my man wrong.
Okay, so now for something a little different. Dolly Parton showed up and surprised fans for the celebration of Dollywood's 40th season. And they also teased a new ride coming in 2026 that they claim will do something that no other ride does. This event happened on March 14th. As I think we talked about previously, this was Dolly's first public appearance since her husband Carl Dean passed away at the beginning of March. And so it was a really emotional moment. But they also confirmed some festivals, events, and upcoming attractions for Dollywood. I know this is one of your favorite parks, and that you're pretty excited to see the stuff that is coming up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited. I mean, it's in such a period of tremendous growth. It's very
Mhm.
busy all the time. I mean, this is just so different than the park was 10 years ago, but it's exciting. So they teased a new attraction, and
Yes.
it's a flight attraction. It's kind of like giving Soarin' vibes. But I think this is a great move. Obviously, Dolly was very well known for coasters, but with the volume of people, they really need those like
Mhm.
amphitheater attractions that are family friendly. And
Yeah.
I think this will be able to solve that problem.
They are being super coy about it. The only art we have is like just vague abstract.
Yeah.
It does say take flight. So that is a hint for sure. But they also say that this is a quote revolutionary experience unlike anything else in the world. And that implies they also say that it will be an indoor attraction that does things no other indoor attraction in the world does. So that says to me it's got to go a little beyond a Soarin' or Soarin' clone, like SeaWorld is installing a flying theater,
Right.
lots of flying theaters. So this has got to be something beyond just your typical flying theater for them to make those kind of statements. Because we know Dolly don't lie.
No, and that's
No.
why I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Is it
Hmm.
going to be like a dark ride meets indoor theater where you're kind of moving all
Yeah.
around? I don't know, but I mean, the technology, if you've gone on one of these newer Soarin' style rides, Pigeon Forge has several of
Mhm.
them. They're really incredible because the technology has advanced so much
It's come a
since
long way
Soarin'. Yeah,
since that erector set, that basically just goes up and down a little. They've got, 6 degrees of freedom like, any other simulator now. They can be really dynamic. I know I did the Green Lantern one out in Abu Dhabi, at their, uh,
wow.
Warner Brothers World, and that one was intense.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, they've teased this new ride for 2026. They also have confirmed additions for 2025, which includes a new restaurant that's opening in the Wilderness Pass area in late spring. The Imagination Playhouse, which was previously a short-term thing, is now permanent. They gave Country Fair a facelift with a new splash pad, and most importantly, that new 750 space parking lot, because I know that that could fill up the old parking lot on a busy day for sure.
Oh, yes. I mean, again, there's growing pains, and it's like
Mhm.
the rate that Dollywood is growing at, which is exponential. It's not a regional park anymore.
No,
And so,
it's a
there's only,
destination.
yeah, exactly. And it's just, you got to work out those kinks, and it's tough to figure it out. And also it's so affordable. So I feel like
Mhm.
that's another reason that a lot of
Yeah.
people are now, waking up to maybe they previously didn't go. I mean, it's a great park. So I'm confident that they will, sashay on to the future and keep expanding. And I'm excited for, a new resort. They have the
Mhm.
property across the street from Dreammore and the Heart Song. So I'm
Mhm.
excited for, what else they have to come.
Absolutely. And if you are excited to visit there this coming year, you might also want to know about some of the festivals they've announced. It kicks off March 14th through April 13th. So, running right now is the I Will Always Love You Music Festival. This is one of their newer festivals, and it celebrates the art of songwriting with live shows and sing alongs. Then they do their flower and food festival. So they just combine Epcot's two big ones into
Yep.
one, flower and foods, with what they call mosaic cultures. So I guess that's their enter to topiaries. And that is running April 18th through June 8th. Then June 14th through August 3rd is the Smoky Mountain Summer Celebration. That includes nightly fireworks and drone shows. Harvest Festival runs September 12th through October 27th, with the return of the Great Pumpkin Illuminates. And finally, Smoky Mountain Christmas is November 1st through January 4th. And that one is an award winning collection of shows and twinkling lights.
Yes. I mean, I love visiting Dollywood in the fall and towards the holidays.
Mhm.
It's so magical. And also, it's really nice to be in a theme park and not be sweating. and be like bundled up.
I wouldn't know
drinking
that. I live in
coffee.
Orlando, and you can sweat here in January. So
Oh, I mean, I do, trust me. And so it is so nice. And I love Dollywood, and their official anniversary is in May. So I think they're going to be doing a few more things. So I can't wait to
yeah,
get there and check it all out.
yep. And if you want to check it out, they've got good value on their season passes. If you want to check them out all throughout their 40th anniversary season, and our good friends at MEI-Travel can help get you there.
Yes.
In Dolly adjacent news, Herschend, who is the owner of Dollywood and other area attractions, has acquired Palace Entertainment's U.S. theme parks. These are the theme parks that were owned in the States by Parques Reunidos,
Mhm.
which mostly owns parks in Europe. And this will give the same folks who own Dollywood now control over a number of smaller parks, including Adventureland in Iowa, Castle Park in Riverside, California, and Dutch Wonderland,
Yes.
Idlewild, and Kennywood in Pennsylvania. There's also lake compounds in Bristol, Connecticut, uh, and Noah's Ark Water Park in Wisconsin. A lot of vintage old time parks. The one that caught my eye was Storyland in Glen, New Hampshire, because I
Yep.
can remember visiting that when I was a little kid. I don't know how much it's changed since then, but these are these are not Disney or Universal scale parks. They're not even Dollywood scale parks. These are mostly smaller family parks that are really tied to the communities that they're in. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how this larger company takes care of them.
Yeah, I was really excited about this. I mean, there's so many historic parks on there, as you
Mhm.
mentioned. I
Yeah,
love
historic,
Dutch
absolutely.
Wonderland.
Kennywood and
Yeah,
Idlewild for sure.
yeah, exactly. Lake Compounce, which is like one of
Hmm.
the first amusement parks ever.
Yep.
And, the Herschend company is known for their level of customer service and, hospitality. So I think this could be a good thing.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
absolutely. And they are they're here, they're local, they're not headquartered in Europe, so that hopefully they will give some real love and attention to these classic parks now that they're under their care. Um, so yeah, a lot of mergers though in this industry. Between this, the Cedar Fair and Six Flags merger. A lot of consolidation. It's hard to be a small independent theme park in this world these days.
I'm sure, and it's just like the access to even like marketing tools and social media. This is
Yep.
something that it's hard for these parks to keep up with, their presence. So hopefully this all, is for the better and hope and these historic parks live on
Mhm.
for another 100 years, so
Amen. Um, next up, this might be just pure nepotism, but I don't care because our podcast producer Jeff DePauli is producing an event that sounds like a lot of fun. Halfway to Halloween, they're celebrating in Salem itself, Witch City. It will be taking place on May 3rd from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Old Town Hall. And there will be vendors, panel presentations, photo ops, and more celebrating the halfway mark to Halloween in the very city where the Salem witch trials took place.
Yes. I love the name of it too, Wicked New England, because
Yeah,
wicked obviously is such a New England phrase, it's so awesome. It sounds so much fun. And I'm ready for Halloween. So
absolutely. It's never too early for
no.
Halloween. Yes, this is the Wicked New England, the beginning, brought to you by Witch City, halfway to Halloween Festival. And in addition, you're going to have vendors from all over New England with spooky, scary merchandise. There's going to be an exclusive photo op from Barrett's Haunted Mansion, which is a Massachusetts haunted house attraction. And there'll be a panel presentation with haunt experts, sharing insights about New England haunts and other Halloween offerings. You can take a Witch City walking tour, and this is going to be a celebration of all things Halloween. So, there might be some scary stuff, but, kids are still welcome. As long as they're brave, they're not. It's not a haunt itself, so it's not going to be jump scares necessarily. But it might be a little spooky.
Yes. I mean, I would love to do this. Have you gone to Salem? Because I have
I
not.
have never been. I've been to Sleepy Hollow.
Oh,
That's the closest I've been, but not Salem.
yeah, no, this is definitely a bucket list and looks like an amazing event. And I'm happy for Jeff. He does the coolest stuff.
Yeah. So you can head to wickednewengland.info for more information and to purchase tickets to the Halfway to Halloween Festival. And kids 2 and under are going to be free with a paid adult ticket. There's discounted early bird tickets available for a limited time, so jump on that now.
Very cool.
And last but not least, we're heading to King's Dominion, where our correspondent Gretchen Whittington was recently one of the first people to ride Rapterra, the new wing roller coaster that officially opens on March 29th. We've got an exclusive on-ride POV video on our YouTube channel and a first impression review. And from what Gretchen has to say, this one definitely sounds like a winner for King's Dominion.
Absolutely. I mean, she described it as a classic wing roller coaster. Who doesn't love that? I definitely have to get up there to check this out.
Yeah, my favorite quote from her, she said, if she had to describe a ride on Rapterra in one sentence, said it's the closest she's come to riding on the wings of a falcon on the hunt. So that is a bold statement. This one, it's got a track that weaves and circles. It's got a sudden launch. It's got multiple inversions. And it kind of builds on both the physical and metaphorical legacy of Volcano, the Blast Coaster, which is a long demolished launch roller coaster that used to be in roughly the same spot over at King's Dominion. So I love that they're tying in their legacy, but giving guests something brand new.
Yes, absolutely. And I love the pictures from the queue. There's so many little Easter eggs and nuggets. I have actually never been to King's Dominion. I have passed it driving. I have to get there because this looks awesome.
I was more of a Busch Gardens Williamsburg fan myself, going to College of William and Mary, but I did drive over to King's Dominion a couple times. They had some seriously great coasters, and this looks like a solid addition to their lineup. This is part of the Jungle Expedition area, and it's a combination of some flat rides. There's also a 4D spinning coaster, Pantherian, which used to be called Intimidator 305 or Project 305. That's a crazy intense giga coaster. And now Rapterra rounding out this Jungle Expedition. And I do believe if you are a fan of my co-author Alicia Stella, you might recognize a certain voice on some of the safety spiels in this area.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. So to learn more about Rapterra, you can head on over to kingsdominion.com and watch the POV video on our YouTube channel. Our friends at MEI-Travel can help you plan a trip there. All right, that is going to bring us to the end of this week's News in the Queue. And before we jump into the main attraction, it's time to hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and Mousefan Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
And for this week's main attraction, as we were both saying earlier, we have been doom scrolling our social medias, very
Yes.
jealous of people posting photos of themselves in Epic Universe with Toothless, Hiccup, Stormfly, Astrid, and other characters from How to Train Your Dragon. People at these sneak previews for Epic are banned from taking their own photos, but Color Vision, the amazing photos folks who run the My Universal Photo service in the parks, are out there taking pictures of the meet and greet. And oh my God, it looks perfect. I can't wait to see videos of this in motion, but in the still shots, the puppet, I hesitate to call it,
Yeah.
just a puppet, because it's a full body. Someone in there, it must be very hot, or is going to be very hot this August. But these dragon figures, these characters are just amazing, and the humans that accompany them also look spot on.
Yeah, I mean, Toothless is smiling, and it's the cutest thing I've
God.
ever seen, and I'm gonna buy every single piece of merch.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I have a shameful confession to make. I had never seen any of these movies all the way through until last week when I went on Amazon. I ordered the Blu-ray, the 3D Blu-rays. In fact, 'cause I'm gonna
Oh,
watch them. I'm gonna watch them right. So I watched the first two films in, and I especially the first one. I just cried during
yeah.
the first one is a really almost perfect movie. Second one was a solid action movie sequel, but that first one, and especially those first moments between Hiccup and Toothless, their bonding scenes are just so beautiful. And I think it's amazing the way they've brought uh, the expression, the life, the spark in this character to life in this puppet form. I cannot wait to see him in person.
I know. I mean, that movie, just like you laugh, you cry. When I watched, I too didn't. I slept on it. I felt bad.
Mhm.
Watched it earlier this year, and it was honestly one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I need to watch more to know what we're getting into. I got a lot of prep to do before we go, but oh my god, it looks incredible. And I
Absolutely.
love in the Mead Hall, there's a dish, and it's called Hiccup's salmon, and it's an ode to when he gave Toothless the fish in the beginning of
And
the
yeah,
first
and
movie.
then had to eat it himself, yeah, after
Oh
he spit it up.
god,
Yep.
it's so heartwarming. I'm gonna cry. Hopefully we'll get to meet Toothless when we go in a few
Oh,
weeks.
I hope so. I hope that's why they're delaying so that we can have quality time with Toothless. If that's why
Yes.
they're delaying our press preview, it's worth it.
Yes, I'm
Um
sure that's why. Definitely why.
So when the park does officially open on May 22nd, you're going to be able to find these characters at Haddock Paddock. It's an outdoor sheltered meet and greet area that's right outside of the theater. And that's the theater that shows The Untrainable Dragon, which is a live show where you'll also be able to see versions of these characters, except instead of just being puppets, are actually going to be able to fly off of the stage. It's a really epic show based on the version that they have in Beijing, and I I'm really this was not the land that I was the most excited
Yeah.
to see, but after watching the films back to back and seeing people's pictures, I want to put my hand on Toothless's forehead and have him
I
close his eyes.
Oh,
That's all I want
I
right now.
know, I know. I too. I mean, like, I was not when we've been covering this for so long. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, whatever.
Yep.
Now it's literally what I'm most hyped for, along with Dark Universe. It
Yep.
is crazy, and just from what we've seen, it looks amazing.
Absolutely. Well, if you want to plan your visit to Epic Universe, Universal Fan Travel can help you get there. I think we will probably both be there at the beginning of April, and then on opening day for the press week, and then probably many times in the future after that.
This is our new home.
Yeah, it's as soon as I just can't wait for them to give us an annual pass option, so I don't have to keep
Sign me up.
buying
Make
single day
monthly
tickets.
payments skyrocket. I don't care.
Right. You know, it was interesting. The annual pass holder community had a brief freak out this past week when they for a very short amount of time on the website posted that premier pass holders would get free express at Epic
Yes.
Universe after 4 p.m. Obviously, someone posted something that they weren't supposed to, because after that going viral for a few hours, it got pulled down off the web. So yeah, I don't expect to get free express passes with my annual pass, especially when they're not even selling annual passes there or selling express passes yet. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little more patient for that. But we've got single rider lines, and that's even better than express in a lot of cases. So
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we can add it on now. Next year.
next year. All right. Well, before we wrap this up, we can take a look back and see if we have any comments. And in the chat, Michael Bingham wanted to give a shout out to our friend Alicia. And it sounds like he is excited about Pizza Moon, Donkey Kong Country, and all the theme park adventures to come. And his mom, Cindy, also checked in. We hope you have a great day as well, Cindy. Thank you to all of you who are watching and listening. Before we go, we want to thank our sponsors one more time, MEI and MEI-Travel, and remind everyone who's listening to please give us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you happen to listen to your podcasts, and give us a like and subscribe here on YouTube. Also want to remind you to please follow us at attractionsmagazine.com and search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media accounts. Carly, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Yes, I am on Instagram at Adventures by Carly.
And I am out there at S. Kuberski and at The Unofficial Guides. You can pick up copies of my guidebooks at theunofficialguides.com. Until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. And we will see you again next time. Bye.